Tales and Beyond, a TB production. The Tale of Amandla, the Storm God. In a quiet village nestled between rolling hills and golden fields of grass, the people lived by the rhythm of nature. The rains came in season, the crops grew tall, and the rivers never ran dry. But one year, the skies turned angry. No rain fell, and the rivers shrank into tiny streams. The village began to suffer, and the people whispered fearfully about the wrath of Amandla, the Storm God. This is the story of Zuri, a 12-year-old girl with a heart full of dreams and a soul marked by tragedy. Zuri lived with her mother, Amara, a weaver known for her vibrant blankets and gentle laughter. Their hut was small, but it was filled with warmth and love. Amara often told Zuri stories as they worked by the fire, spinning threads into beauty. Zuri, her mother would say, never forget, life is woven like cloth. Some threads are bright, and others are dark. But together, they make something strong. One day, Amara fell ill. Her once strong hands trembled, and her voice grew faint. Zuri stayed by her side, feeding her, comforting her, and praying to the gods. But the sickness grew worse. As the sun set one evening, Amara held Zuri's hand and whispered, "My child, no matter what happens, I will always be with you. Be strong, like the threads we weave." The next morning, Amara was gone. Zuri's world became a shadow of what it had been. The vibrant colors her mother wove seemed to fade, and the laughter in her heart disappeared. But her mother's words stayed with her, a small light in the darkness. As the drought continued and the village struggled, Zuri became desperate. One night, as the villagers gathered to beg the gods for mercy, Zuri snuck away to a lonely hill outside the village. She knelt under the starry sky and whispered, "Amandla, great storm god, I have lost everything. Please, bring my mother back. I will do anything." Her voice carried into the night, but only silence answered. Determined, Zuri found a broken clay pot, filled it with water from the shrinking river, and poured it onto the dry ground. "Here is my offering," she said. Suddenly, the wind began to swirl around her, carrying whispers of an ancient voice. The earth trembled, and a towering figure emerged from the storm clouds above. Amandla stood before her, with eyes like lightning and a robe of swirling mist. "You dare call on me, child," his voice boomed. "What do you seek?" "I seek my mother," Zuri said, her voice trembling. "Bring her back to me, and I will give you anything." Amandla's face softened, but his voice remained firm. "The threads of life cannot be undone without cost. If I bring your mother back, another must take her place. Will you pay this price?" Zuri froze. She thought of the villagers who had already lost so much. Could she take one life to restore another? With tears streaming down her face, she shook her head. "No," she whispered. "I cannot. The storm breaks." Amandla nodded, his expression unreadable. "You are wise, child. But your grief is powerful, and it has awakened something dangerous. The spirits of the wind have heard your cries, and they hunger for chaos." As he spoke, the wind grew wild, tearing through the village below. The trees bent low, and the river began to flood. Zuri ran back to the village, shouting a warning, as the people cried out in fear. The elders gathered, their faces grim. "We must appease Amandla," they said. "But how?" Zuri stepped forward. "This is my fault," she said. "I will go to him and beg for mercy." Zuri returned to the hill, carrying one of her mother's blankets. It was the last one Amara had woven before her illness, its colors bright and its patterns strong. Zuri knelt and held the blanket high. "Amandla," she called, "I have nothing but this, the last gift my mother gave me. I offer it to you, not to bring her back, but to save my village. The wind stilled, and Amandla appeared once more. He looked at the blanket, his stormy eyes softening. "This is the work of love," he said. "It is a gift more precious than gold." Taking the blanket, Amandla wrapped it around his shoulders. "You have shown courage and wisdom, child. I will not take your village. The rains will return, and the river will flow again. But remember, grief is a thread in the cloth of life. Do not let it unravel you." As he spoke, the clouds parted, and a gentle rain began to fall. The villagers cheered as their crops drank the life-giving water. Zuri returned to the village a hero, but she did not feel triumphant. She missed her mother deeply, but she understood now that life must move forward. She took up her mother's weaving, creating blankets as vibrant as Amora's had been. The villagers said her work carried a magic of its own, as if the storm god himself had blessed it. And though Zuri never forgot her loss, she found peace in her mother's words, that life, like cloth, is made strong by every thread, bright and dark alike. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more content.